there are fears that we could be heading towards a cancer crisis with 18,000 extra deaths in the next 12 months. It's all because of delayed scans and people being a bit worried about going to see their GPs during this pandemic. Well, joining me now, bowel cancer campaigner Deborah James, who we know as Bowel Babe, and our producer Helen Addis from our team, whose breast cancer diagnosis inspired our Change and Check campaign. Great to see both of you. It really is. Now, of course, Deborah, we don't want people to be sitting at home thinking to themselves, oh, I think there might be something wrong here, but I'm a wee bit worried about going to hospital or going to my GP.
Please get checked. You're 100% right, Lorraine. It's literally the difference between life and death and early diagnosis. And you guys know more than anything else that we campaign really hard for people just to not be embarrassed, to not worry about going to their GP and saying, I've got a change of bowel habits. And now more than ever, yes, I get that we're in very challenging times, but we still need to go. And the message, loud and clear, is they're still open for business. And this is more important than ever.
Exactly. And Helen, the same for you, because of course you found something, went to the doctors right away, and it was very speedy, wasn't it? It was very quick.
It was really quick. So I went to see the GP who referred me to the consultant, and in that 2-week gap, another 4 lumps had grown. So it just goes to show how fast my cancer was travelling. So I can't stress it enough how important it is to, whilst, you know, keeping safe and keeping by the COVID guidelines at the moment, it is so important that if you see something abnormal, just get it checked out. GPs are open for business in terms of that. So, and they'd welcome you with open arms. So yeah, it's so important.
It is. I think a lot of people, you know what it's like, Helen, a lot of people, especially I would say my sort of mum and dad's age as well, in particular, it's like, oh, the doctors have got enough to be doing. I don't want to be bothering the doctor. You know, there's that aspect as well.
Exactly, and I think women inherently, especially mums, they put themselves at the bottom of the list and they think, actually, I need to go out today and buy more Pritt stick or whatever it is. And the last thing that you're thinking about doing is actually going to that GP and getting something that seems small but unusual checked out. But it is so important.
And I can't believe it's almost a year since we launched this, our campaign, you know. Our Change and Check.
Yeah, it was a year ago, pretty much to the day that we launched it. And Lorraine, can you believe that we've had 28 women contact us to say that they have they've had a breast cancer diagnosis because of seeing one of our stickers. And that's the only 28 that we know about. So it might be more than that, who knows?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And people really do that now more than ever. It's so important. It really is. I mean, Deborah, you are here talking to me today because you went and got help, because you got seen. I mean, I know your cancer is very advanced and you're living with it daily, but you know, you might not have been here.
Yeah, absolutely. By the time I was diagnosed, I obviously live with bowel cancer. You're perfectly right. But by the time I was diagnosed, not only did I have a tumour in my bowel, I also had 8 tumours in my lungs. And now, you know, unfortunately, it's a bit of a game of, you know, contain the tumour and splat the tumour. I'm still on treatment and I have to be on treatment. But something like bowel cancer, when it's caught early, you have over a 90% chance of survival. That's the same with a lot of cancers across the board. Whereas, unfortunately, when it's caught at my stage, less than 8% of people will survive for 5 years. And I'm obviously incredibly grateful to be nearly 3.5 years down the line, but it's challenging. I'm still having to have active treatment to manage that. Yeah. So please, it is the difference.
It really is. And how are you doing in lockdown? How are you doing in lockdown, Deborah? How is life?
It's interesting. I would say cancer and COVID is obviously an incredibly challenging mix. For me, I'm somebody who actually, as a lot of people in this environment who are managing their cancer, they had really kind of challenging conversations that said, should we delay treatment? What should we do in this climate? Because it really is kind of weighing up kind of where is the biggest risk. And we decided to have a little break off treatment, but that wasn't a good idea, like retrospectively. Yeah. And without cutting a very long story short, essentially my tumour markers, which is what we use to monitor whether my cancer is active or not, suddenly started waking up a little bit, which is not what you want in any circumstance, let alone in COVID. So straight back on treatment. I've been on my regular treatment that's been keeping me alive for the last 4 weeks, and thankfully my tumour markers are now back down to normal, but I'm still off to have some radiotherapy today, actually. So even in these challenging times, I will put my mask on and go into the hospital, which is actually one of the cancer hubs. It's the Royal Marsden, and luckily treatment is still going ahead. It is challenging though, and a little bit scary. I have to be honest with you.
No, of course it is. Of course it is. I wish you luck for that today. I really do. You're incredible. You just, you bounce back so often. Your attitude is extraordinary. The same as you, Helen. You've always had this really positive attitude, and that's absolutely vital right now, isn't it?
I think it's kind of, you just have to push your sleeves up and get on with it. And it was definitely my way of getting through it. And if I can add, Lorraine, something else that's really important at the moment is not just getting yourself checked out, but there are lots of people out there who are going through cancer treatment at the moment. And I found it so hard. And I wasn't in COVID situations. So if anybody out there does know anybody going through active cancer treatment at the moment, drop them a text, tell them you love them, send them a virtual hug, because it's a really difficult process to be going through at the moment.
Helen, that's a really good point, because obviously you're going through this, physically, but also mentally too. Of course you are.
Absolutely, that the mental side of it must be through the roof, and especially. Well, not with all cancers, of course, but with breast cancer, lots of women at the moment aren't being offered. They're having mastectomies, but not being offered reconstruction because doctors don't want to keep them in the hospitals for too long. So one thing I've found is lots of women are contacting me saying they can't get hold of post-surgery bras at the moment. So I've been working with a charity and delivering bras to local hospitals, which has been an amazing thing to do. It's helped me mentally and hopefully helped some other women out there as well, because yourself, you want to just feel as much like you as possible, whether you're going through cancer or not.
No, that's absolutely right. You're doing an incredible job. Both of you are. So the message is, any problems at all, you feel anything different at all, go to your GP first of all, and do not be scared, and don't think that you're bothering them. You're not.
You're not.
Absolutely.
Enough.
Thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Fantastic.
Deborah, good luck today with your treatment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Helen, you stay well. And yes, we've got the stickers. We've got the stickers. It's such a brilliant campaign, Hillary.
Oh,
Thank you.
Deborah and Helen know full well they're my heroines.
They're amazing.
And they have saved countless of lives between them with their campaigning. So it's really important. And they're absolutely right that it's important, if you've got symptoms which are suspicious of any type of cancer, then or any kind of serious condition, you go and see your GP. GPs are still open. The NHS is open for business as usual. You will be seen. You will be checked and assessed. You will be sent for your 3-week, within 3 weeks assessment if it's urgent. And I know plenty of people men who've had their prostate radiotherapy as normal, and they felt completely safe. So you will be separated from COVID-19 patients and areas, and you must go, because otherwise more people could die of neglected cancers than of COVID. So we don't want that.
No, nobody
It's really
does.
important, and their messages are great.
Thank you, Hillary. And there's loads more information about our Change and Check campaign on the Lorraine website, including, of course, Dr. Hillary's guide to spotting the signs of breast cancer.